back underway. Can we get a winner or is it another penalty shootout? England have made one change with Danny Rose on for Ashley Young. Neither side will fear penalties if it goes that way. Croatia have won twice by that method and England once. 11:50 p.m. extra time it finishes 1-1. Croatia can take real pride from a terrific second half in which they fought back, equalised, and then arguably could have won it. England have the last chance of the 90 minutes as Harry Kane cannot get a header from a free kick on target. It goes to another 30 minutes. Croatia have the momentum and Gareth Southgate must give England's players a strong team talk to try and regain their belief. 11:30 p.m. Croatia in charge. That goal has changed things. England are rocking and Croatia are bossing the game. Perisic almost has his second as he finds space on the left of the area and his shot hits the post. England need to calm down and Raheem Sterling has come off and been replaced by Marcus Rashford. 11:25 p.m. Croatia equalised. Game on. Croatia are level. Ivan Perisic volleys home across as he gets ahead of Kyle Walker, who had tried to head the ball clear. England had been content to sit back until then. Do they have an answer? 11:05 p.m. Second half underway. We are underway again. Only Italy in 1990 have led a semi-final at halftime and gone on to lose. Gareth Southgate's England will hope that they will not become the second side to do that. Zlatko Dalic has arguably given the most important team talk of his career to his Croatia players. Can the former Elaine manager inspire a revival? 10:45 p.m. England lead at halftime so Kieran Trippier's free kick separates the sides at halftime. Both sides will have cause for optimism and concern. England's will be they are leading, but arguably should be further ahead. Croatia's will be they have come more into the match as the half has worn on, but have struggled to create chances and it has been England who have manufactured the better opportunities, with Raheem Sterling impressing. 10:35 p.m. Chances at both ends. England will feel they should be 2 up as the normally prolific Harry Kane hits the post from a yard out from an acute angle. Croatia are not out of this, however, and are beginning to stretch the England backline and Jordan Pickford has to parry away an anti-Rebic shot. This game is nicely boiling up. 10 p.m. Dream start for England. England are ahead against Croatia and it is another set piece. This time it is Kieran Trippier's curling free kick from just outside the area that flies into the net to give England first blood. Only 5 times in World Cup history have a side who scored the opening goal of the game and not gone on to reach the final. The last team to do that, Croatia in 1998. 10 p.m. Game on and fans having fun, so here we are. Croatia v England for a place in the World Cup final. France are a scary prospect for whoever wins, but Gareth Southgate and Zlatko Dalic will worry about that once they have got through tonight. Remember, as with every knockout game, if it is level after 90 minutes it goes to extra time and then possibly penalties. Meanwhile, here is a gallery of fans of both sides before kickoff in Moscow. An England and a Croatian football fan pose in Red Square ahead of the World Cup semi-final game between England and Croatia in Moscow, Russia, on July 11, 2018. Getty Images. An England fan at the Red Square. EPA. Croatia fan outside the stadium. Reuters. Supporters of Team England gather before the match in the city centre. Reuters. Croatia soccer fans cheer under a giant Croatian national flag at Minez Square. AP photo. A young England supporter holds a sign supporting Harry Kane. EPA. Supporters of Team Croatia cheer during the gathering in the city centre. Reuters. Supporters of Team England gather before the match in the city centre. Reuters. Supporters of Croatia arrive for the match. EPA. England fans gather at Red Square. Getty Images. Fans gather near the statue of Soviet Union founder Vladimir Lenin outside the stadium before the semi-final. AFP. 9 p.m. Teams are out. The starting lineups have been named for the game. Gareth Southgate has stuck with the same 11 that got the better of Sweden in the quarter-finals. Croatia make one change as Marcelo Brozovic comes in for Andre Kramaric. The teams will begin warming up ahead of kickoff at 10 p.m. UAE time shortly. 8:55 p.m. Is Roger Federer's defeat an omen? In other sport going on away from Russia, Roger Federer has lost in the quarter-finals at Wimbledon to Kevin Anderson. It is a shock loss for the defending champion. British tennis player Liam Brody, in an amusing tweet, believes England's players can be lifted by the news of the 20-time major winner losing. 8:40 p.m. Not long now the teams have both arrived at the Luzhniki Stadium for the second World Cup semi-final, which decides who faces France in Sunday's final. We should have the team news shortly. 6:05 p.m. History in the semi-finals. This is England's third appearance in the World Cup semi-finals and Croatia's second. England have a 50% success record. In 1966 they defeated Portugal 2-1 at Wembley Stadium, with Bobby Charlton scoring both goals, on their way to winning the tournament as they defeated West Germany 4-2 in the final. They, however, were beaten 4-3 on penalties by West Germany in 1990 in Turin, following a 1-1 draw, with Stuart Pearce and Chris Waddle both failing to score with their spot kicks. Croatia's sole appearance previously in the last four was in 1998 in France. They went ahead against the tournament hosts thanks to Dever Suka's goal, but France hit back to prevail 2-1. 11:30 a.m. Who will join France in Sunday's World Cup final? France confirmed their place in the final of the 2018 World Cup with a 1-0 win over Belgium in St. Petersburg on Tuesday. Tonight, we find out who, if Croatia or England, will join them in Sunday's showpiece. For England, it is the next step in what has been an incredible journey so far, one that has defied expectations. Gareth Southgate picked a squad light on experience but big on enthusiasm for Russia. Indeed, not even the manager was born the only time England lifted the World Cup in 1966 on home soil. In Croatia they face a team that demolished Argentina in the group phase but have had to rely on the lottery of penalty shootouts in their two knockout matches, against Denmark and Russia, to reach only a second World Cup semi-final. Southgate told reporters on Tuesday that the most important thing was to keep things as normal as possible for his young charges. "We've been tucked away in our base camp preparing the same way," he said. "Our preparation for the game has been identical. I think it's important there's consistency leading into matches like this. You don't have to change things, you don't have to do things differently. You don't have to find another level, generally speaking. As a player, if you can perform at your regular level in these games, then very often that's more than enough, because people can be inhibited in big matches. If keeping things normal means training with blue and red rubber toy roosters as part of preparing for the biggest games of their lives, then England have it nailed." Check out this gallery of England's Tuesday training session at their base on the outskirts of Moscow. England's Harry Kane and Jordan Henderson during training. Reuters. England's Raheem Sterling and teammates during the session. EPA. England manager Gareth Southgate and assistant manager Steve Holland during training. Reuters. England's Marcus Rashford holds a toy chicken during a drill with Raheem Sterling and Jesse Lingard during the training session. Getty Images. England's Dele Alli during training. Reuters. England's Jordan Pickford makes a save during the training session. Getty Images. England's Raheem Sterling in action. Getty Images. England's Kieran Trippier in action. Reuters. England's Harry Kane smiles during the training session. Getty Images. England's Harry Kane during training. Reuters. Set-piece specialists. A higher ratio of goals per match have been scored in Russia than at any other World Cup. And from set pieces, no team has been more effective than England. Including their 3 penalties, and excluding the 4 spot kick goals of their shootout against Colombia in the last 16, England have scored 8 of their 11 goals from dead ball scenarios, principally crosses into the penalty area, via a corner or a free kick. This might be taken as evidence that the England team lean heavily on the supposed traditional fortes of English football: high crosses, big target men and a certain muscularity. Croatia defender Dejan Lovren heads clear against Russia on Saturday. He and his defensive colleagues will expect to deal with more aerial balls against England. Getty Images: how England have scored their set-piece goals in Russia. 3 penalties v Panama, group stage. Harry Kane v Panama, group stage. Kane v Colombia, last 16. Kane. 4 corners v Tunisia, group stage. Kane via John Stones header from Ashley Young corner v Tunisia, group stage. Kane via Harry Maguire header from Kieran Trippier corner v Panama, group stage. Stones header from Trippier corner v Sweden, quarterfinal. Maguire header from Young corner. 1 free kick v Panama, group stage. Stones via Jordan Henderson. Kane header and Raheem Sterling from Trippier free kick. England are dangerous at set pieces, acknowledges Dejan Lovren, the Croatian Liverpool central defender. Just look at the players. The smallest is about 1.9 meters tall. So it will be a challenge. Croatia have Lovren and Domagoj Vida as principal sentries in the center of defense and, as was notable in their quarter-final against Russia, they used some novel maneuvers to mark set pieces. Ian Hockey takes a deeper look into Croatia's setup, defending set pieces, and what they can do to quell England's threat. Gareth Southgate has restored a feel-good factor to the England national team. EPA Gareth Southgate, the fall guy who has become an unlikely national hero. Southgate was the last England footballer to touch the ball in the semi-final of a major tournament. His rather tame spot kick was blocked by Andreas Kopka. It was Euro '96 and another German team advanced to the final at England's expense. For 22 years, it felt defining, the moment that overshadowed the other achievements in an admirable career. I was the person who had ended a nation's dream. Southgate wrote in Woody and Nord, A Football Friendship by Southgate and Andy Woodman. I knew this would be a major issue for the rest of my life. So it has proved, and yet the first line of his eventual obituary requires rewriting. The circle of footballing life is almost complete. Southgate erred in a semi-final, albeit one where he had actually excelled in his job as a defender, but has led England to their first since then. He has restored a feel-good factor that has been missing for much of the time since those heady days of Euro '96. That there is the same soundtrack, with the constant choruses of "Football's Coming Home" and "Three Lions" back at #1 in the charts, has added to the sense that history is repeating itself, but with a difference. The all guy has become the unlikely national hero. The 2018 World Cup seems to be Southgate's redemption song. The implausibility of an underestimated man's renaissance has been one of the endearing elements. Read Richard Jolly's comment piece on how Southgate, by leading a nation to a World Cup semi-final, has already proved England's improbable hero. France coach Didier Deschamps celebrates with goal scorer Samuel Umtiti at the end of the 1-0 win over Belgium that secured Les Bleus a third World Cup final appearance. Reuters: France into third World Cup final as mentioned above. Didier Deschamps' France side are the first team to confirm their place in Sunday's final. Samuel Umtiti's header enough to secure victory over Belgium in their semi-final match. We have plenty of reaction from that game, including Ian Hockey's analysis of an ominous-looking France side, who have just booked their place in the country's third World Cup in their last 6 attempts. Read more. Roberto Martinez says Belgium must regroup for one final game to try and clinch World Cup bronze. Analysis: Imperious France have all the tools to deliver a second World Cup trophy. Report: France reach World Cup final as Samuel Umtiti's goal sinks Belgium. 2018 World Cup as it happened, France beat Belgium.